Hi, my name is Morgan Blackburn, and about 5 months ago I was diagnosed with functional neurological disorder and also dystonia and spasmodic dysphonia. Spasmodic dysphonia is caused by the tightening and contracting of vocal cords or vocal folds, and it produces a very strained and tightened voice. Dystonia is involuntary muscle contractions. I experience those in my abdomen and my neck. So what I want to talk to you about is what functional neurological disorder means to me. As I said, I got it 5 months ago. At that time, I fainted and I hit my head really hard on concrete, and that spurred the disorder to occur in me. I was highly active before this all happened. I was competing in triathlons and other sports. It's really hard going from being able to do all of those things to only be able to do some of those things. I try really hard, but sometimes it gets to be too much. With functional neurological disorder, people have a broad range of things because it's an umbrella term. Neurologists give to things that don't really have an organic cause that they know of yet. Not a lot of effort is put into explaining problems and finding out what actually causes this. They say stress, but I think that's just the go-to answer when people don't exactly know what's going on, because stress is easy to blame stuff on. So me personally, what I experience is fainting, non-epileptic seizures, sudden onset paralysis, and muscle weakness and tightness and muscle spasms in my back, plus chronic fatigue and I'm not able to I feel very flighty now. It's hard for me to think of concepts. One thing that happened to me not long ago was I lost the ability to read for about 6 hours. My reading comprehension totally went away. I saw words, but they didn't mean a thing to me. So you get that from time to time. You just get weird symptoms. I want to tell you that there is a cure, but there's not as of now. People get often misdiagnosed with either multiple sclerosis or Parkinson's disease at first, because functional neurological disorder can look like those things. They just don't have the demyelination happening in the brain. But that could also be because maybe you'll get that later on. Just demyelination hasn't shown up in your brain yet. I find it really hard to explain to people what happened to me because I was such an outgoing person. Now it seems like I spend most of my time in bed taking naps because of all the medication that I'm on. So there's not a lot. There's not a lot of information that they give you in the hospital. They're like, oh, well, this is what you have, and let's go to therapy, and it'll fix the issue. So we're just gonna discharge you now. That happened to me the first symptoms. Because one of the first symptoms I had was I woke up from a nap and I was completely paralyzed from my neck down. And I didn't know why. My mom had to call the ambulance and they took me to the hospital and I was admitted for 4 days. And they couldn't figure out why I was like the way that I was. I had so many MRIs done, with and without contrast, and they couldn't find a cause. So after the 4th day, they discharged me in a wheelchair, and they were like, well, you might or might not be able to walk. We don't know. So I get home, I lay in bed a long time. I'm able to use a walker after about 2 days being home. And on the 3rd day I was able to take steps, but my knees wouldn't function correctly because of extreme muscle weakness and tightness. So luckily I was able to walk again. About 2 or 3 weeks after that, I had another bout of paralysis, and I ended up going to a bigger hospital around me that was about 30 minutes away, and they took them 1 day to figure out what I had. That was FND, functional neurological disorder, and dystonia. So getting that information, they said, well, there is nothing that we can do for you. We're gonna have to discharge you when you're able to do like 3 things. And I wanted to go home at that point. So I did those 3 things and I was home. But it's really unnerving that they can't do more for us, because it's really just a horrible illness, disorder. People don't know what to do. So what I want to do is I want to be there for people who also have this, and hopefully inspire them to go out and try to do things. within the past month, I've been able to resume exercise about 4 days a week, sometimes 5, and I modify a lot of it, but I still try. I try to be my new normal, because you can't compare yourself to the old you, because you're never going to be the old you. That's one thing that you're gonna have to embrace. There's a new you now, and you're gonna have to tell the new you that you want to live. You want to have a memorable life. So, I guess in the comment section, tell me what you kind of want to know, and I can give you my personal answers. I'm not a doctor, and I don't claim to be one, but I can give you personal reflections on problems that you might be facing and that you need a little help with. So just want to say I hope you have a great evening, and I look forward to helping out all of you.